Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gameroom Discourse podcast. My name is Mike,
I'm James.
And I'm Joey.
and today we're doing FPS games. Now, we all have experience with the first-person shooty genre, but you also have your resident. Oh boy, you also have your resident hater of FPS style games, which is me. I'm just not a fan of overall genre, but you know, is what it is. These two, on the other hand, are bigger fans of it than I am and have played more of it than I have.
For me, more in
But
recent times, I was like you. I basically only had Wii U, and before that was just stuff. Nintendo.
well, I had friends that I could have played FPS games on like with if I wanted to. I just never liked them.
Same with me. I had my brother's friends who had stuff.
I actually grew up with it, so I might be the one that talks mostly for this one.
I mean, I grew up with someone liking it, so I have maybe a couple things.
Maybe a couple things. Okay, maybe a couple things.
Maybe a couple things.
Okay.
All right, so do we want to do a top 10? What do we want to
I
do?
mean, we have the games. We're all ready. Do you want me to go first?
I actually kind of want to go first.
Go.
Oh, Joey,
Yeah, for
Taking
once
initiative.
go
once in
for
a
it.
while. Okay, so already starting with honorable mentions. Sniper Elite V2.
I don't know what that is, so go on.
I played it on the Wii U. What you do in that game is you aim with a sniper rifle, you shoot at someone's testicles or heart or brain or whatever, and then you move to the next spot to continue.
That's
I remember that.
good.
Yep. That's all I have to say about it.
It's funny.
He's funny. Next one, honorable mention, Overwatch 1.
You know what? Fair.
Is that an FPS?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen Overwatch. I haven't actually played Overwatch, so I don't. And it's been a while since I watched someone play it, so I didn't remember if it was third person or not.
It is first person, though when you use Ryan's shield or maybe some other abilities, you do go into third person. So, but it's mostly first person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And what I played of it with the seasonal events with friends, and before Echo got added into the game, oh my god.
You were not a fan. I remember it. The instant melting was bullshit when Echo came out.
Yeah. Oh my god. Every single game was just, oh hey, try not to get one shot. It's still like that.
Yeah, that's for multiple characters now.
But looking at the positives, Overwatch 1, yes, it wasn't crossplay, yes, it wasn't cross progression, but I still had fun when I played it. Especially with the PvE moments. That was actually fun. Like Junkenstein.
Or the archives events.
Yes. Or just watching people play it.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's just Overwatch 2 streamers saying, "Guys, come back. It got better."
Guys,
I'm
right.
too scarred from the fact that I was lied to for an extended period of time.
Okay, we're looking at top 10 and I haven't even gotten to the. So let's
Go
move on to the next one. Borderlands.
Yeah.
Again, I know that name. I know nothing about it, but I know what the name is. I didn't know that was a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a pretty big one too.
Yeah. It's basically just walk around, kill people, do quest objectives, run around like an open world, but also with like maybe some linear objectives. And you just shoot people, you loot, and you get better loot to shoot.
Oh
people
God,
with.
sorry.
Are you the cat in this situation?
For those of you who are wondering about my cat is she She's all right now. She stopped throwing up. She was throwing up, so we were gonna have to delay or cancel the podcast, but mom came in and saved the day because she's a nurse.
I don't think humans and animals are that similar.
All right, well, listen there,
I'm
bud.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He just being a jokester.
We do have a lot of similarities with a lot of animals.
Yes. Okay, so that's it for Borderlands. Let's go to the last one in honorable mentions. Ultra Kill.
Nice.
Sounds cool.
Very fun. It's basically a polygonal first-person shooter. It's kind of like a boomer shooter, but it's very, very movement-based.
The fuck is a boomer shooter?
Classic Doom. That's the only way I can describe it. Like
Oh.
classic Doom, Quake.
Oh, so you mean like boomers, as in like... Okay.
Generational
Kind of?
boomer.
Kind of. I'm not sure if that's the exact definition or the reason why they use boomer in that. It could just be like, oh, look out, it's a
Well,
boomer. Like Left 4 Dead.
People just... Whenever I think boomer, I just think people calling old people boomers. And
Okay,
Doom is, 30 years old. So
yeah, so it could be that.
people right now playing it, who plays are probably in their 40s or 50s.
Okay. Now, do you want me to get to the top 10?
Yes,
Please
sir.
do.
Okay, as usual, this is not ordered. So
Okay.
I'm just going to be spitting random bullshit. Okay. The first one that I want to talk about, Power Wash Simulator.
Hey. I knew it was that one.
I knew you did.
Uh,
You play the game in first person and you shoot things. It is a
What?
first person shooter. What you
With
do
water
is
at first.
you shoot pressurized water at dirty walls to clean them. It's kind of like when you shoot dirty bullets or pressurized bullets at people to clean them of their life.
Okay, that's a way to put it.
It's first
no,
person.
I'm still gonna say that's a stretch. I'm not gonna give you that.
Too
Not even
bad.
gonna-
What do you're playing in first person and you're shooting a thing. It even
Or
has
there's no
like the
threat.
same. It has the same. Doesn't matter.
The threat is financial peril.
Indeed.
The threat. Wait, what?
I mean, you don't need a threat in a first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, it could be like the
name
other
one that doesn't have a threat.
Slime Rancher.
Portal 2.
That's not a first-person
Portal.
shooter.
What do you mean you're shooting while you're first person? What would you classify it then as? Like
Like a simulation, or
yeah, it's a simulation that happens in first person and you're shooting.
First person shooters
I-
don't have to be like this. Oh,
The-
it's all about guns and things like that. No, it could literally just be you're in a first person perspective and you're shooting something.
I
Put in the comments if you agree with us or if you agree with Mike.
Mike, we're thinking that you're being a little bit narrow-minded. First person shooter applies as.
Listen, you know what? I'm usually the one who just isn't in favor with opinions. I think the chat might actually like me on this one.
It's my
Thanks.
list. I could do whatever the fuck I want with it.
You know what? You're right. I'm just gonna put Super Mario Brothers.
You're not in first person shooting anything then, unless you're talking about
Listen.
Mario Sunshine at certain times.
Yeah, no,
even
man.
then, it's still third person.
Yeah, you're right. It is third person at those times. You're not literally Mario during that.
So it's like a third person
Link's
shooter.
crossbow training.
It's still third person.
Is it?
If you
Oh,
can
it's
see
first
the
person.
person, then it's third person.
No, I think it is actually first person.
If you're like from the perspective of the person, if you're like actually like have the reticle and you see just their hands and the weapon,
But yeah,
first person shooter.
next time we'll go on my list for third person shooters, which things such as
Gears of War.
This is Gears of War and Super Mario Sunshine.
There we
And
go.
Link's crossbow training.
Uh,
All right, go on to number 8, 7.
whatever. The next one, Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Why don't you have?
I cannot put a single game into just each one has its own merits. So
Yeah, so put each one in it. Like to use 3 slots.
but then I don't
Look.
want to. I want to use one slot. I want to have my
Um,
cake and eat it too.
All right. Well,
It is cheesecake flavored.
Nice. Nice choice.
Okay, so Metroid Prime
that is
Trilogy.
redundant as hell.
Yeah.
Cheesecake flavored cake is cheesecake.
Yeah, that's why it's a good choice.
But what if it's pound cake texture
No.
or ice
No.
cream cake texture?
Ah.
Mm.
I have to go get a drink. So I
Okay.
It's okay,
will
buddy.
continue.
The Metroid Prime Trilogy, I talked about it before. We've all talked about it before. Do I need to say anything else? Yeah.
No, not really.
That's what I thought. Okay,
I understand. Oh,
the next one, while he's gone, Portal 2.
yes, Portal 2.
Amazing game, amazing puzzle game.
Indeed.
And it is a first person shooter because you have a gun, you're shooting things, and your view is first person.
Indeed.
Yes. And it's a wonderful first person puzzle game. I remember playing hours and hours. My first time playing it was the PS3 version, and then I transferred my save file to Steam, and then I played a lot of Steam with the co-op and everything, and it was amazing. And there was this one achievement that's kind of bullshit, where it's play the tutorial after you've completed it and the person you're playing with hasn't even started it.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of.
And they're in your friends list. So kind of bullshit. But hey, there are some achievements that suck.
Yeah. Indeed.
Okay, the next 2 games each have a slot, but I consider them one. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3.
You know what? Pretty solid choices.
Yes. They're zombies, gameplay. The 2's is very simple. 3's goes batshit crazy. And each of them have their own likability and just yeah, they have their own personality. I can't just say, "Oh, hey, Black Ops 2 Zombies is better than Black Ops 3's," or vice versa. They both have merit.
They do. They do.
Yes. It's just
It's a very fun time for both of them. I personally prefer Black Ops 2. Yeah.
same,
Mostly because it's what I grew up with, but
yeah, and it's a little bit more simple. Whereas
Mhm.
Black Ops 3 is as like the gum mechanic and then shooting specific things in orders. But watching those YouTube videos where they solve all the puzzles was
Mhm.
very satisfying.
for the Easter eggs is nice.
Yes. Uh what else should I talk about? GTA 5, I kind of put this one on a technicality. It is mostly third person, but there is a first person mode.
In the I don't know what to call it. In the Xbox One, PS4, in the in that area, that is when they like allowed it, because before you couldn't do it. Like in the old gen, the gen before that, you couldn't do
PS3,
first person.
Xbox 360.
Yeah, you couldn't do it then.
Yep.
You had to have the next gen before you could do that.
hmm And most of the reason why I put GTA 5 in here is because I didn't really care about the campaign, but playing online with friends, and especially like the motorbike Tron sections, that was the most fun I had.
Those are nice.
Yes, and
Especially
watching
making your own characters and like going like having your own places, inviting your friends into those places,
and
doing heists.
doing heists, that was the most fun. And also bullshit, but also fun. I don't know if I should talk about because Mike is technically gone, but I think he can hear us.
What I mean?
I am back. That is
Okay.
really weird timing.
Oh, Okay.
I come back, and the first thing you hear is Mike can probably hear us. I'm like, what
No.
the fuck?
He wasn't
What's
sure
going on?
if you were. He wasn't sure if you could actually hear us, if you were just away from the mic or not.
Well, yeah, I had to get a drink.
I know, but I thought you got the drink and you were just drinking it and had your mic muted so that we couldn't hear you.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's usually what I do.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna roll through quick what the ones that I talked about while you were gone. Portal 2, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and GTA 5.
GTA 5 is a third-person shooter, isn't it?
There's a mode to put it in first person, so I'm gonna count it.
Okay.
Especially when you can play the entire game like that.
Yes. And honestly, some of the driving
Have you
sections-
played the Doom games?
I've played a little bit of Doom 2016, like the first 10 minutes, and a little bit of Doom Eternal, like the first 10 minutes. And the rest also first 10 minutes.
They're phenomenal games.
Well,
Indeed.
I'm never in the mood for them because they're always high intensity.
Mm.
And that's not
I mean,
anything by the games. It's just sometimes I'm just not in the mood for games. So I just don't play them yet.
That's fair.
That's why I collect. So in the odd chance that I'm in the mood to play like Black and White, yeah, I'll eventually get to
Is
it.
Super Hot a first-person shooter?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
I have it in my list.
Yeah, Super Hot is technically first person. It's not even technically a first person shooter. You're in first
I
person
just don't remember.
and you shoot bullets, so at enemies.
I've never played it, but I've seen people play it,
It,
is
and it's
pretty-
cool.
it is
It
very
is very
cool.
Oh God, sorry.
Honestly, I could have put what was it, like golfing simulator or I don't know, something like What the Golf. I could have put What the Golf in this list.
As well
Is
as
that
your
the game where you
first-
shoot the golf ball into the hole?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually thought of that.
It's very fun. It's just that I haven't 100% completed it because there's this one Thanksgiving achievement, and I need to wait until Thanksgiving. I started playing it around December. Fun. Okay, so Black Ops 2 because of zombies, Black Ops 3 because of zombies, each for their own reason. Portal 2 because amazing game, and
Oh,
GTA
Portals are
5.
fantastic.
Yeah, GTA 5 because online with like the Tron bikes. Okay, next one, TF2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun game.
I've just never played any of these games.
That's fair.
Yep.
Not,
Yeah,
not
that's
every
fair.
genre is
I've
for
watched
everybody.
people play them.
Yeah.
But I know these are good games. I've watched people play them. Like, I love Prop Hunt. I love Trouble in Terrorstown.
You just can't give your full opinion on it since you haven't played them.
Yeah, exactly. So it wouldn't be fair to put them on a list.
Yeah. And as for me, most of the time I put into TF2 was with Josh or just playing casual. And part of the most fun that I had about it with was playing Soldier and just trying out rocket jumping maps. Because rocket jumping gets very complex. Since it was introduced in like Quake and then, oh my god, so many transfers. The next two, Halo 3 and Halo Reach.
Nice.
I put those two basically in the same category.
Nice.
They each count as one game. So like Halo 3 is one game and Halo Reach is the other, so that's two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shitty series, but go on.
That's what you consider just because Microsoft's part of it. So Halo 3, amazing campaign, amazing way to end it off, and the Forge mode was incredible. Same with Halo Reach. I never really got too much into Halo Reach's campaign, but both the games online when they existed were amazing.
Peak online, honestly.
Peak online, especially with Forge, because it was a first person shooter, but it also had racing maps. And
Yeah.
then if you ever were in the day of Achievement Hunter, rest in peace, they were the hot shit Halo players.
Yeah, they were. Oh, Joe, is that your list?
No, I have one more game.
Okay.
Neon White.
Never heard of that one. Please go into it.
It is a first-person shooter where you get cards that you can either use as ammunition for guns or has a secondary ability like a double jump or a Celeste type dash that damages enemies or just a straight dash or a ground pound. So it's basically a first person shooter, but also a platformer, but also the goal of the game is to get to the end of the stage with the least amount of time possible. So it's also a speedrun game, and also in between stages, there's a visual novel aspect.
It's pretty sick. That is pretty
Yes.
sick.
It also has the Giovanni, I think his name is, the very memey Twitter voice actor.
I didn't know Pokemon was in this.
No.
What?
No, that's Pokemon Snap, which is also a FPS game. Anyway,
Yeah, you are shooting pictures.
you're shooting pictures and you're throwing stuff for the first person.
I want to shoot you.
Ah, yeah, do it with a camera,
With a
like
camera.
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, Snap.
Okay, that's the end of my list.
Okay, I wanted to go next because I do have like some that share with yours, and I can like add on. My honorable mentions was gonna actually be Pokemon Snap is one of them.
Oh wait, are you going next?
Yes, I'm going
Okay.
next immediately because I have a lot to go off of. Pokemon Snap is one of mine. The other one I forget, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I'm going to go into Halo Reach to start off, mostly because I love the campaign.
Amazing.
Great campaign. The storytelling is great. It's basically the start of the story of Halo, and with the Noble team basically being based off of the real life people that stayed in Halo 2's servers, like the Noble Six, that like stayed into the servers until like they were like basically forced off of the servers by like disconnects or their power running off or like shutdowns. Like those actual players like leaving on until it's like one person left, and then basically making a story based off Reach.
My mouth is open. I did not know
You
that's what
didn't
that
know
was
that?
about.
It's literally the Noble Six there, and your team is called the Noble Six. And the last person there is called with the mission subjective survive what you can't pass. Literally, they can't win the mission, but they all like mattered in the story of things, and it's based on the people that couldn't like stay on the servers in Halo 2, but they were going to be the last ones there.
Oh
It's
my
a easy
god.
prayer. It's sick, isn't it?
That
It's one
makes
of the
it
reasons I love it.
that makes the game so much better. That makes it so
Yes,
much more
yes, it is.
of
It's
like a
crazy.
swan song.
Like a swan song to not only Halo 2, but like in Halo in general. It is so great. Like the sacrifices of the characters that made it in there because they all just kept on leaving one by one in the story, as well as like, the people that left off the Halo 2 multiplayer servers.
The
You know,
last Bungie. Oh my
yes,
god.
exactly. Job, so good. But yes, well, it was also like peak multiplayer too because it like
I
Reach
will
servers were
say that
so.
was a real yawn. That wasn't actually a
I
bit.
know.
I am tired, but it is funny that you're talking about Halo at the same time.
But basically, it's like a lot of the times, like it is considered like the funnest multiplayer Reach and like one of the best campaigns because of like a lot of aspects and heart they put into the game.
Yes.
Now on to another Halo, Halo Infinite, which basically borrows a lot of. It's basically Reach 2. It borrows a lot of aspects from Reach in terms of like playability, in terms of like, oh, no starting class, everyone has the same shit. It's probably the funnest Halo now, with like just movement wise and also like it probably has the best battle pass system I've seen. I've talked about it. It's gotten better now. Open world Halo is great, and now that it's co-op, it's even better. It just also feels good. It just took a while for it to get started, but it definitely has moved up after a bit.
Yeah, I would love to play it more. It's just I've never gotten the like itch to play it again.
And that's fair, and that's fair. Now to move on to something else that you did also talk about, Super Hot. Probably would. God, now I fucking remember my other honorable mention because it reminded me of it. Because I was gonna say probably one of the most innovational like SPS games for Superhot in terms of like basically they move when you move in terms of like trying to get weapons, moving around, dodging is really cool, especially when like you have the VR version of it. But to my honorable mention that I didn't mention before, I was gonna High on Life, which is also like a platforming FPS while using the weapons in order to like platform better as well as like do combat better too, which I thought was neat. It's just a bit of an oof that Justin Roiland voices most of the characters in the game. So you can turn the voices off, so that's cool. Now to TF2. God, you guys are quiet. You're not talking about any of the stuff I'm talking about.
I'm trying not to interrupt, and also I'm kind of reading something in the background.
It's
I
very
hate
fair.
FPS games.
That's not fair. Anyway, to TF2. Very long lasting fun. Finally got like new update in a while. Got the seal finally. Even though like it's really hard for me to play on my Mac. I have to like go through some hoops if I like want to play even for a short amount of time, but it's still fun. And like it has its share of like problems, but definitely like makes up for it in terms of fun. Like the barrier for entry, like for the learning curve as well is really tough for some people, but like if you put yourself into it, it's worth it. Now let me see. What do I also
it
have
now?
on? It is. It is.
What game were we talking about?
FP TF2. TF2.
Okay, that's a good game.
I will also move on to another one that Joey talked about.
Who's your favorite of the characters?
Heavy.
Yeah, okay, good.
I
Good
love
opinion.
Heavy. Great. He's smart. He's strong. He is like big gun. Love him. Now, onto another one that was also on Joey's list, which is Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
It is my favorite Black Ops game. Like I said earlier, I grew up with Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. But like it had really great zombies map. Probably the best multiplayer for me. Like because like no matter what you had like as a primary or what you ran around, you could still like be competitive with it. Like you could make an entire like loadout just based around running around with a 5.7, and you was still like gonna work against some of the best guns in the game. Like if you built around it, which I thought was really nice. You can make good and varied loadouts. You wouldn't see the same thing all the time. Probably one of my favorite campaigns as well. It was one of the multi-end campaigns, but it was like very interesting how like you can influence it based on how well or what actions you take in it, and like all the characters were pretty interesting. Also continuing like with the next generation from Mason from the previous Black Ops 1 game, and I think BC. It didn't have like anything revolutionary, but I think it like had some of the most polished stuff for at the time. Is what I would probably say about Black Ops 2. And now for like probably the least polished, but one of the fun ones, Call of Duty World at War. My first co-op shooter, I should say. Like where I went through the campaign with a friend. It was like probably was like my first FPS if I remember correctly. Where like we just went in and like just constantly died but saved each other when completing the mission. I hardly remember like the campaign or what it was about, but I remember like having a lot of fun going into it. Spent too much time on it. Dang, you're coming in on the mic with something.
Sorry.
Now, probably one of the last ones that Joey has talked about. Our overlap ends at this one. Borderlands 2. Having the great classic
Oh shit.
RPG elements into it. Also, like a
I hate
classic.
these headphones.
A classic
I
for
hate these.
bunch of. A
God
classic. You
damn it.
dropped your headphones, I'm assuming?
Fuck. Fuck. All right, I'm back.
Okay, the unique characters and
Sorry.
like the enemies that you face was also really fun. Co-op up to 4 people was great on that game, especially with all the unique, moves that you can do. And I always want to like go back to it and like start like a new playthrough, like just going down a different like skill tree with a certain character, or finally like pick up the DLC for another one, go with like the Berserker class, and go and play onto that. You know, I don't get tired of it. I guess I feel like there's still a lot for that one. Now, Doom 2016, Rip and
I
Tear.
can talk again. I know this game.
Oh man,
Good game.
bringing Doom back after a bit, it is
A
solid.
hell of a bit. Yeah.
It is very strong. Love like level design is great still. Like it feels like it did a great transition,
Yeah.
and it works really well because mostly like in terms of like that aspect, we basically had Wolfenstein, but I mean
Yep.
Doom still does it better.
Oh yeah. I mean the size of the levels are incredible, and the way every enemy looks, and it's still like you could tell which is which from the
Yeah.
original game to now. It's really cool to see the evolution.
It is. It's nice. Which also brings up like another honorable mention for me because I just thought of it. Bioshock, great game with the magic and the other weapons that you can put into it, which is great. But back to Doom 2016, story great, love Doom Slayer, Doom guy,
Oh
fucking
yeah, Samuel.
just you know, it just feels great to also rip and tear. So one man
Rip
really
and
the
tear
originator
until
of
it is done.
the originator of the one man army in the FPS games. Dear
Hmm.
Lord.
I mean,
It,
without Doom, FPS wouldn't be here. So
it is definitely a strong, long-lasting like stage of like the FPS world, and we always wanted to come back. Honestly,
yeah,
with Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, it should be staying there. It's definitely going to be making enough money to like stay here.
I don't know
Right? You don't know.
because well, I don't think they don't have plans to make another Doom game.
Hmm,
A
let's
lot of
see.
people think that Eternal might be the end, just like the story is over.
That's fair. They could just go. There's like other stories I can tell though. It's not like from Doom's perspective, like from Doom's guy's perspective.
Or they might pull a Doom 3 and just do a different Marine.
Yeah, different marine or different time period. It just don't have to. Like stay with him.
Yeah, I guess. But I would prefer if they did.
Now probably like I think it's the last one on my list that I can talk about, which is Fallout New Vegas. Specifically Fallout New Vegas, not the other Fallouts though. I mean, all the Fallouts are pretty good, like Fallout 3, but the other ones are pretty for me. Fallout 1s and 2 doesn't count as FPS, and Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Fallout New Vegas, pretty great. Another multi-story one. I probably like the open world a lot better than other ones. Probably better than like Halo actually, in terms of like going around filling out quests.
Halo sucks.
It doesn't. I just like this one better than Halo. If I were to put open world shooters on a list in terms of 1 to 2, New Vegas one, Halo Infinite at
Hollow.
number 2. Yeah, Hollow. I was gonna say I was thinking of like freaking. I had Hollow Knight like opened like right over here, like on this air, like on my screen over here. So
Hmm.
that's why I was saying Halo Infinite at number 2. But like it is my favorite. Halo, fucking Fallout New Vegas is probably my world. I love
I think
the
your brain
factions.
is telling you something else.
It's telling me I'm tired. That's what it's telling me.
It's telling me to go to bed.
It's telling me it's 11:09 and I have work tomorrow. Anyway,
Oh my
it's
god,
got great
that's a mood.
characters. It's got great characters. The factions are pretty great. Like you can go either way. The story is great. Every weapon is like amazing. Like to like play with it. They also probably got the best DLCs of like I don't know. I already like it's hard for me to like even say like just FPSs. I might just say period because like it just adds so much to the story as well as like they didn't waste a DLC. All of their DLCs are good. Like they
Okay.
all are great. You could just put them all like on a randomizer, pick one out, and you'll have a fun time. 'Cause
Joey,
all
did you
the-
see the video I sent you
When was it sent?
in the group chat?
Ah, in like
Wait, the
oh
DK Bongo one?
Yeah,
yeah
the DK bongos.
yeah, I've already seen it.
Well, that is
It's pretty impressive, but
Yeah,
not for me. I haven't even beaten Dark Souls normally, let alone
yeah.
with bongos.
I just think it's funny.
just very funny. Well, that's the end of my list, Mike. It is up to you to, bring it home with how you
Oh
feel
yeah,
about it.
oh yeah. Let's. All right. So I don't have any honorable mentions because I've played 12 first-person shooters in my life, and I've only enjoyed 8 of them. So to make a top 10, I had to put 2 games that I liked. I didn't like, but So number 10 is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I did have a little bit of fun with the multiplayer. That's really all. I didn't even play the zombies because I didn't care for it. But I played multiplayer at my friend's house at the time, and it was fun for like an hour.
I feel like if Joey felt like screaming, he would scream right now. He's
No, everybody has a different experience. I'm not gonna yell at somebody because they didn't have the experience that I did.
Number 9 is a game that I did enjoy, but I didn't get into enough to really say that I liked the game. But Destiny. I played Destiny again at a friend's house, and it was good. But I didn't play enough of it to the point where I would say that I know what was really going on. You know what I mean?
fair
Yeah.
enough.
Like I just kind of saw space shooting, and I was like, "Oh, this is all right. This is neat." And I more so wanted to enjoy it because I wanted to stay at the friend's house. So, all right, back now to the games that I actually like and that I've beaten. So, number 8 is Doom 3, the black sheep of the Doom games. It's actually really cool. It does play like it does a lot like Doom 2016 with its monsters and whatnot. Obviously, God, these stupid headphones. I'm gonna scream. I hate it. I hate these headphones.
Ledely.
I just want them to stop falling out of my head. God. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Um, Doom 3. It is really clunky though sometimes, and the characters are a little bland. Um, but it is the first uh upgraded graphics Doom game. Like Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64 are all the same graphic style. But this is the first one that's upgraded. And it's pretty good. It's hard. It's very hard. But overall, it's an enjoyable game. Number 7, I'm going to put the original Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not much I could say about this game that hasn't already been said. It started the FPS genre alongside Wolfenstein. It is a really entertaining game. It's pretty short, though. I beat it in like a couple hours. It's not a very lengthy game. But I did 100% it, which isn't something I usually do. I like the style. I like that it's, you get in and you're going. You're already going. There is no waiting. There's no lead up. There's no plot. It's just, boom, start, let's go. And from then on, it's fast-paced, hell-killing fun. Number 6 is Doom 2, the superior, old school Doom game, in my opinion. Doom 2, the Icon of Sin, the Hell Barons. Oh my god, there's so many good things about this game. The bosses are fantastic. The levels are really cool. The secrets are everywhere. I mean, and this game's hard sometimes. I mean, I remember when I first played it on the Switch emulator, and or the Switch version, I should say, not emulator. And you can pick which level to go to. And I was just curious to see what the final level looked like. So I went to the Icon of Sin right away because I had already beaten Doom Eternal at that time, so I knew what the Icon of Sin was. So I went to fight it, and I was like, holy fuck, shit, oh my god, this is hard. And I was just blown away by how difficult it was. And then I played the game normally, and when I got to it, I was like, all right, I think I got this. And I did it. But, yeah, it's really cool, and it's much longer than the first one. It's a very long game, very fun. Number 5 is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Fantastic game. I just talked about it on the Wii games list, so if you want to hear me talk about it, go there. Number 4 is Doom 2016. Bringing back Doom is no easy feat. And Doom 2016 not only did that, but it did it in passed flying colors. That's the first person shooter that I completed because I never beat the Metroid Prime games when I was a kid. I always got stuck. I only beat them a few years ago. Excuse me. I only beat them a few years back when I got my own Wii, and I bought the
Trilogy.
yes, thank you. But yeah, Doom 2016, man, that soundtrack, oh, it's so good. Everything about that game is great. The glory kills, the story's really cool, even if it's not really that important in this one. It's just kind of there, but it's really cool. I think it is anyway. The voice acting is really good. The satisfaction of like punching the head off of a monster is so cool. I love it. It's great. Number 3 is Metroid Prime. Number 2 is Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And number 1 is Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is also one of my favorite games, period. Which is funny considering how much I don't like FPS games in general. I'm not going to talk about Metroid Prime or Prime 2 because I've talked about them ad nausea before, so it's not You know, I love Metroid. You know,
So,
but yeah, Doom Eternal really took. Oh God, I am tired. Doom Eternal really took what Doom 2016 did and really just multiplied it all by 10. The gore, the hardcore, the soundtrack, the story, everything just got like instantly 10 times better. And I don't really know how they did it. Then the DLC came out, and whew, we'll save that for a different episode because we're doing DLC soon. But yeah, that's my list. I don't really have too many things to say about each game because I don't really know what to compare them to. But I enjoyed them; they were fun.
fair enough.
Yes, very fun.
All right.
Very, very good.
So now what?
I mean, now we end the episode. I mean, like, we could talk more about FPSs if we want to, but I feel like we're all tired.
Yeah, this will be a short one, which is fine. The people might actually enjoy that for once. A shorter episode.
Yeah.
Well, if you have been listening, thank you for listening up until now. I
Yeah,
hope that
thanks.
you were entertained by our talk about FPSs. Please tell us your favorite FPSs. You know, we probably did miss some stuff thinking about our lists.
Oh yeah, things I can think of off the top of my head are Gary's mod. Um, that's it. Battlefield. People like that one, don't they?
I mean, Battlefield is pretty fun in terms of like destruction, the world, what
I
basically like
wouldn't know.
the larger maps, larger teams being able to go into vehicles such as planes, helicopters. Like there's a lot of fun stuff and it has a cool community for it.
Star Wars Battlefront, isn't that first? No, that's third person.
Yeah, I mean for the most part you can go to first person for like some of the characters, but I mean there's dedicated communities for. I'm not too attached to those ones, but they are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the one on PSP.
Well, thank you for listening. Again, recommend us FP that we might have forgotten. I'm
Yeah.
current
Or that we might not have played.
like I didn't mention any of the Modern War, which I know someone might be upset at that.
Eh,
Especially like I know there's some diehard Modern War fans out there.
yeah, they can fuck off. I'm just kidding.
Oh come on.
I mean, I played Modern Warfare 2, 2023 or like 2022 edition, the reboot or whatever.
I think the main thing I hate about the Modern Warfare games is that I don't know which game is 1, 2, 3, because they just keep changing it.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Have fun. I mean, the story itself is pretty great for Modern Warfare as well. You know, I can't talk about it too much because really I just know the stories of them and haven't played them in like a while.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Um, my name's Mike,
I'm James.
And I'm Joey.
and we will see you next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.